Welcome to This Week in Motorsport, where we look at the things that happened last week in the realm of motorsport. In this episode, Red Bull's streak comes to an end with Sainz win in Singapore. The FIA has taken action against Helmut Marko's comments towards Perez, and Massa F1 case could set precedent amid Abu Dhabi 2021 questions. In a race that shook up the Formula 1 world, Carlos Sainz Jr. clinched victory at the Singapore Grand Prix for Ferrari, bringing an end to Max Verstappen and Red Bull's remarkable winning streaks. Before this race, Verstappen and Red Bull had been on an incredible run, with 10 consecutive wins for Max and a whopping 15 for Red Bull as a team. But as they say, all good things must come to an end. The dominant Red Bulls found themselves out of contention in Singapore, with Verstappen finishing 5th and Perez in 8th, after a weekend filled with struggles. Carlos Sainz started from pole position and showcased tremendous resilience, managing badly worn tires in the nail-biting final laps. This victory marked the second career win in F1. The battle for the win wasn't just a one-man show. It was a 4-car fight that also involved Lando Norris, Lewis Hamilton and George Russell, who unfortunately crashed on the final lap, promoting Hamilton to the podium. Norris expressed gratitude for Sainz's assistance in securing the DRS, a crucial advantage in holding off the Mercedes cars. Mercedes took a risk with a late pit stop strategy, aiming for fresher, faster tires. While Russell dropped back to 4th and Hamilton to 5th, they couldn't overtake Norris to claim 2nd. This race saw Verstappen facing an eventful journey from starting 11th to finishing 5th, but he extended his championship lead to 151 points over Perez, with 7 races left in the season. The FIA has taken action against Red Bull Formula 1 advisor Helmut Marko over discriminatory comments he made about Sergio Perez. After the Italian Grand Prix, Marko suggested that Sergio Perez's performance issues were somehow linked to his ethnicity, even though Perez is actually from North America. These comments quickly drew widespread criticism. The FIA has issued Marko a written warning and reminded him of his responsibilities as a public figure in motorsport. In line with the FIA Code of Ethics, the governing body took swift action, emphasizing the importance of maintaining respect and inclusivity in the sport. Red Bull team boss Christian Horner acknowledged Marko's apology and highlighted that Marko is not an employee of Red Bull Racing, which is why the team did not issue a separate statement. Sergio Perez took a forgiving stance, explaining that his strong personal relationship with Marko played a significant role in this reaction. Marko's comments also received criticism from other F1 team principals, highlighting the importance of fostering diversity and inclusion with the sport. Felipe Massa, the Brazilian driver who narrowly missed out on the 2008 Formula 1 championship, has initiated a legal process to overturn the championship outcome. He believes that a conspiracy denied him the title due to handling of the Crashgate controversy from the 2008 Singapore Grand Prix. Massa's legal team argues that the loss of the championship impacted his reputation and earnings. They are determined to shed light on what transpired in 2008. Mercedes, closely observing Massa's legal challenge, acknowledges the potential for a significant precedent to be established. This has sparked discussions about the 2021 championship outcome. The FIA admitted to making mistakes in handling the 2021 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, acknowledging human error in determining lapped cars. As things stand, FIA statutes state that the International Court of Appeal is the highest authority for making rulings. But if Massa's challenge reveals that FIA decisions can be contested independently, it might prompt Mercedes to revisit the events of the 2021 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Red Bull, a dominant force in the 2023 season with a winning streak, faced an unexpected setback in Singapore. For the first time since the 2018 Russian Grand Prix, they couldn't get one of their cars into Q3, and their race performance fell short of the podium. Interestingly, this change in form coincided with 2 new rule clarifications from the FIA regarding flexible body parts, known as TD18 and an updated TD39. Red Bull firmly believes these had zero impact on their struggles. Horner emphasized that no changes were made to their car due to the FIA's new stance. Instead, he points to setup and practice issues as the culprits for their difficulties. Red Bull suggests that their struggles in qualifying were tied to setup problems. They found themselves out of the optimal operating window for their car, leading to a challenging race weekend. Track resurfacing and the new floor update further complicated their preparations. Horner noted that the simulation before the weekend didn't yield the right conclusions. Despite the setbacks, Red Bull sees this experience as a valuable lesson for the future, providing insights for improvements in their next generation RB20. One of the strengths of the RB19 has been its ability to maintain consistent aerodynamics at various speeds. However, bumpy tracks like Singapore expose some underlying weaknesses. Rokit boss Jonathan Kendrick is determined to pursue his $139 million legal action against Williams, despite a recent setback. The case, initially filed in Florida, faced a technical dismissal due to legalities surrounding Rokit's lawyer. Kendrick isn't giving up though. He's shifting the battleground to California, where he and his company are based, to continue his pursuit of justice. The case stems from Rokit's period as a title sponsor of the Williams team. When COVID-19 delayed the 2020 season, Kendrick requested renegotiations, leading to the termination of the agreement by Williams. The dispute over unpaid fees for 2020 ended up in arbitration, where Williams emerged victorious. However, in April this year, Rokit launched an illegal action against Williams, including former team principals and executives. Rokit's case alleged fraudulent statements about the team's competitiveness, seeking compensation exceeding $149 million. The case faced a hurdle when it was dismissed in Florida on technical grounds related to Rokit's lawyer's practice status. Now Kendrick is planning to refile in California with a new legal team. Williams, on the other hand, remains confident in the legal system's handling of the matter, giving their prior arbitration victory. This was it for this week in Motorsport. Please like and don't forget to subscribe for more Motorsport content, and I'll see you next time.